Grand Raisins. The poem, Belize, you da for we. Belize, my beautiful Belize, you da for we. Even though my brother no really seem to see. Love you I do, from Guatemala to the sea. In you I Belize, 'cause you da for we. Zionists have Israel, and the British say you're free. Even though you swear to the crown, not the tree. You know why land? You no seem to yarn. When you are gay your turn, Uno would rather burn than think of spurn. Liars to the unborn. This stuff for we country, for we century. Time for remove entry. Arise farm and factory. Put up your sentry. Frightened about your future, the hope of the future. You want wasucha. Uno the cry about culture, for we truth that rape by vulture. With time done come, we don't have to use our gun. We could stand as one. Enter wa petition. Attention, United Nations. Belize amended back out a Guatemala Constitution. By River of Fire, the words of Odinga Lumumba.
River of Fire. Welcome back to our third and final segment. Welcome back to Open Your Eyes. It is a fun Friday, and what you just heard is actually words from a man who believes in what he's saying there, and you should always keep these words and go with them. Friday, March 22nd, that's actually today, the Artist Development Center, 8 to 10. It's going to be a time to reckon with. ICJ Social Commentary, 501 Spoken Words Poets. These guys will be showcasing what they've got to offer to you by words. And in with us, we actually have River of Fire. Everybody know this guy. We have Leroy, the Grandmaster Young. He no pressure. We have Jahseed ex Avila as well. Guys, it's so nice to see you. Welcome.
Hey.
Hey.
Thank you for having us.
Thank you.
It's nice.
Thank
It's
you.
actually nice to have you guys in. Tell me.
First of all, we have to apologize because we were supposed to have a female representative also, and because it is Women's Month, and we do have a lot of women in the group, and so respect to the women and everything, we regret that we weren't able to get one.
It's all good,
But they
man.
will be there tonight.
They will be
They
there.
will be there
Yeah,
tonight.
they will be there tonight. That I think is important to know. But thank you for saying that, and especially in light of the fact that it is Women's Month. But I want to, I mean, poetry, and I think the work that you do is something that Belizeans have learned to link with just about every major issue that we face.
Yeah.
You know, your voices, your words, your thoughts. Talk to me about participating in this event and how you put together your thoughts for the ICJ.
Well, my poem that I just recited
Yeah.
was a poem that I actually heard, not in a poem form, from Odinga Lumumba at the Parish Hall in 2003.
Okay.
And it moved me what he said, that this issue is really a non-issue. We were a country for so many years.
Yeah.
Guatemala was a country for so many years. From the time Guatemala started in 1821 as a part of the Federation of Central America, till 1824 when they became their own independent nation, till 1939, they had no mention of British Honduras, the Bay of Honduras, Belize, as a part of their constitution. If you existed for 124 years before me as a country, and you didn't have me in your country's constitution, how can you now claim me?
Yeah. Deep.
So
you look at some of the things that others have spoken of in positions, in taking positions, and find what connects with you the most.
well, the thing is I think we've made this whole thing too complicated for Belizeans to understand. We're putting so many technicalities out there that our people do not get. And so then everybody's confused because it's like people that I know that would, if they knew the facts and they had done the research, would be of a position of no simply because of the facts about no. The yes position keeps stating that there are no solutions. But there's a lot of solutions. And a yes to the ICJ that gets a judgment that's positive from the court, even after that, who is going to stop Guatemala if Belize wins? Who is going to stop them?
Stop them from
Doing what they're doing right now, incurring our borders, shooting on our border posts, kidnapping our people, controlling our Sarstoon.
So that's not going to stop you.
That's not going to stop if we win.
So when you do your presentations tonight, and what I want to tap into what you said is talking about making the information less complicated. And that's where the art's so important. Because you can have technical presentations, you can have people who are campaigning, but what we rely on artists for sometimes is to be able to connect with us on a different level. So when you present at the spoken word, you'll be presenting your artistic interpretation for a no position.
Yes.
Nice.
And
How
it's
many
a simple
pieces?
position. It's one piece and a old Belizean proverb.
Okay.
They miss hurry. We the weary shut.
They miss hurry.
They miss hurry.
We the weary.
We the weary shut.
All right, let's shift over to Grandmaster now.
Let's go Leroy, Grandmaster.
That's a great tease for what's to come.
Buenas morning.
Good to see you.
As usual.
Yeah.
You know, same to you, Armin.
John.
I mean, John. I still find look for the soft part for my pillow. It's a pleasure being here, and when I get a call, I jump on it quick because it's a burning issue.
Yeah.
If I know myself really get this aggression from Guatemala and the bully.
Yeah.
And I explain the thing that hurt me right now is that most of the young people today, where we consider, then people consider us as the minority, we are the majority seeing in this.
Yeah.
You know, we are but they know they keep in touch. Then Bangadang and Badman and this and that and they kill up one another, and they know they understand the seriousness of what we look for go through right now. What we going through if you know come their way or this way or that way, but some way you have to go. And to me, the group from my grandma, my grandpa and everything, we
Yeah.
we don't belong to the Guatemala.
Yeah.
Because King Hatchet was a hammer, from Doctor me a rooster. Way back in the days of we ancestors. These are the words I hear they utter. We no one who Guatemala. Boy. And the rough, so I have to do this thing. They knew it, and history show it. Columbus sailed past it. Many came, settled, exploited, rape it, then abandon it, because they don't believe it. I mean, our ancestors arrived, survived, and strive on it, reap on it, plant on it, die for it. Though Guatemala want it, that I know they will. That's why I tell you this unfound claim is not legit. No way. To resolve this thing, I say, let's go to the ICJ. You know, and you know this will be a long, drawn out thing, and I understand river. Because if you don't go this way or that way, any other way, Guatemala still will always be the aggressor. And when my people, they understand that who they behind the roots, all the liars and this and that who are all of them people. We could trust them people with we future, we the next generation future. And instead of then they take the bad man and the quiet and what $50 so put that extra in this ICJ and think no go for we way or Guatemala way. All I have to say that thing will hit the fan. You know that way thing will hit the fan.
Yeah.
And then they out there they shoot up and they kill up one another. Last. This thing serious, and we have to go to the ICJ. This is my opinion. Because they are drag out for our next generation directly.
So Grandmaster, you were saying his position is
His position is
is
a
a
no
no.
position.
Your
I
position
say
is
yes.
Yeah.
You say
I know
yes.
the guess.
Okay.
Can I just say, just very clearly, and this is just from a personal level, it's so great to see two people next to each other, of your caliber, well known, have different opinions, and do it respectively. And you
yes.
as artists could teach a
Love and respect
lot
there.
of people in this
Love and
country.
respect there.
And
All the
I
time.
really, really appreciate to see that across from us right now. I think is such an important thing, and to our viewers as well, that
Yeah.
you can sit next to each other, have a different position. Both of you love and care about this country and talk about it in an artistic way through your spoken words for many years, and can hold different positions and still hug afterwards. Thank you.
Without rebuttal.
Thank you for
Without
that.
rebuttal.
Yeah. Or interjection.
So his position.
Yeah.
We don't have the argument.
Long time.
That's
so
for a private place.
Yeah. So Jahseed, let's hear you. What's going on?
Greetings, Belize. Thank you for having us, right? Well, I've been writing poetry for quite some time now, and most of my poetry, I started with what we call social protest poetry or patriotic poems, right?
Yeah.
I was in Wild EP with Miss Dan Haylock and Mr. Vernon, Dylan Vernon, 20 years ago. And she asked us to write a poem, and one of the poems I came up with was, at that time I was like 19, 20, right, 18, 19. And I had OGCC, if I could share this one, right? Original Gangster Christopher Columbus. Because I had we used to talk about, oh, you need an OG, I had an OGs. Listen, the OGs, the real OGs were the Europeans, right? And we are still involved in their legacy, right? So OGCC goes like this. Boy, you hear the Columbus Day parade? Stop praying with yourself, boy. No time for delay. You know, hear the band marching? All them pom-pom girls and sexy dancing? You hear how the box, they blast the by one way? I hear that dance tonight, they're free. Plus, we can have one whole extra day. This have to be one of my favorite holidays. But Junior, you hear how you song? You can't know about Columbus true background. When Columbus and the gang then come, they have no parade, no beating of drums. When them pale face bloodsuckers hit tongue, then me just run, boy, run. You know Columbus start on genocide? Most of the Indians may want to commit suicide because they have no place to hide. You remember your great grandma times 10? Well, Columbus and the gang bang she over and over again. Plus the one that can't breathe, no breathe. They give them so much deadly disease. How do you think we know about flu, gonorrhea, smallpox, and syphilis? All them things, me dey pan Columbus custom race. I dey tell you, life back then I'm a witch. Ever since the Indians spot them tree ship. So no content about parade and marching band. Better get away from them second-hand, whitewash, miseducation. Because Columbus, still there about here. Even if you can't see it. By watch out, I can get something for you.
You pick your show.
You know, I don't even want to ask questions. Can you just take turns giving that?
For the record, my position, listen.
Yeah.
When this whole issue, they want to buy a bus, right? I automatically was no. I was like, well, we have to go to court for.
Yeah.
We there. Yeah. We've been here, and we have rights to be here. Guatemala has never had any control of this area. But as I heard the arguments and I tried to educate myself as best as possible, and I admit, right, I'm speaking to River earlier outside. There are some of my information. I may need a little bit more info or understanding of the information that's out there, because you find that patriotic people are on both sides of the argument. So right now, honestly, right, I'm leaning towards a yes, right? The reason being that we have to end this thing. And saying no and removing ourselves from that point of view, from that arena, won't necessarily solve anything, right? It will be the same aggression over and over. While at the same time, I believe we have a strong case. But like I was saying to my friends the other day, you could have a strong case to court, you know. You could have a strong case to court, but then if you have a liar, right, who know what is out, maybe you and your liar go to jail. Right?
Know what
You
it's
see?
about.
Right? So it's our, to me, leadership. At the end of the day, it's about leadership. Right? And so before I pass the mic, I'd just like to share this one again because like Marlene mentioned earlier, art has a way of shifting through the rhetoric,
Yes.
right? And going straight to the point. What happened to Belize? Now what happened to Belize? I said, I asked myself one day, one nation of me got such hopes, like everything gone astray. Enough of our leaders, they sell their souls for gold. We birthrights get thrown right out the back door. Why don't they go up more and more? Enough of our out there just to get more poor. That would happen to this land. That would happen to we people. Every week you read some man, they kill man. You will soon read Belize, population, 3 people. All land of the free, by the Caribbean Sea, all I see, the hungry mouth, and new farms of slavery. With jailhouse rampack, with enough youth were black. Enough man up on the corner, they burn up crack. They beg dollar on the street, or the thief, just to buy that 5-cent piece. We picnic, they're not even safe. Too much murders, kidnappings, and rape. Old man, they molest 2 girls. Even the police, they put in one scrape. Something just wrong in this place. Crime prevention gone insane. Why police they patrol about the black? Crime they take place right up the lane. Some they blame politicians. Others they blame cable TV. Some they blame ICJ. Some others they bar, but why this happen to we? That would happen to Belize. I think I know, but think twice to shout. Because start the truth and open your mouth, and you forget knock out. See, things will never really change if all we do that pass the blame. You have to start with you and me to really set Belizeans free. We have to have one say in our own democracy and force them politicians to write better policies. If the powers that be start listening to we could fix this nation, transform the economy. Then, and only then we could say, this that Belize, and this that for all are we.
Yep.
I tell you. That's
That's original from Jahseed X.
Jahseed X.
Recently, not for blow my own hand, right? But recently, last week, there was a World Water Day poetry competition. And every year they have this World Water Day competition in March, called March 22nd.
Yeah.
Is actually today, right?
Today.
Right, today is actually official World Water Day, right?
Yeah.
So I submitted my entry and we performed at the Radisson. Several of our colleagues in 501 as well as new poets, budding poets. And I'm happy to say I thank the Lord that I captured first place.
Excellent.
Nice.
Congratulations.
Yeah.
That's my second time capturing first place. I did it in 2016. Right? If it's not me, sometimes it's Kyo. I wish he was here. Right? Kyo and Gabriel, right?
Yes.
And some other, Onisha Rangzot. By the way, I want to talk about females. Right? While you may not see females here, the women, the ladies, are an instrumental part of this work because our greatest coordinator at this point is Miss Margaret Reynolds, who has
She's
been
the mother of spoken word.
right,
She's the mom.
who has been pushing this vibration for the last what
5 years.
4 going to
5
5 years now.
No,
Can,
5 years
can
going
you
on 6.
can you tell me, you know, and I think while you have some of the iconic names and faces, we definitely see a lot more people getting interested.
Yeah.
What's it like from the artistic side? Do you still feel that you kind of have this undiscovered or underutilized talent? Do you feel that there's more appreciation building?
Belize. We've been having the Spoken Word 501 show for over 5 years, going on 6 now. June will make 6 years. And the audience is usually all poets.
Oh.
Sometimes we have as much as 30 people in the room, and the presenters are poets and the audience is poets. And people don't, it's a free event, we don't charge, there's no fee. We used to pass around a hat and contribute money for the show and different things, but We stopped doing that a long time ago. But the thing is it's a free event still. You can come in here, Kenny Morgan, you can come in here, Sean Tega, you can come in here, KO the Assassin, you can come in here, Grandmaster. I mean, Anonymous B, give me some ladies' names because I'm slipping here. Margaret, Miss Sue, Nicole, Nikki.
The darker half.
The darker half. I mean, it's like you can have the baddest, the most wickedest poets of Belize presenting to you for free.
For free.
For free.
Nothing.
Every 2 weeks. Friday night.
Where?
8 to 10. For free.
Where?
On King Street, the Artist Development Center.
Yeah.
It's in Stanley's place.
Yeah.
Below the gym.
It's
the
where
gym
Mr.
used to be.
Sanker has his music program
Yes.
too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, Mr.
Which
Sanker
is a
has his
part
music
of the
program. He's a
artist
part of the
development, yeah.
group, yes.
He's the host.
I was gonna say, yeah.
In fact, he's the MC for tonight.
Yeah.
Okay.
For the event. But the thing is we have not had, only our annual show gets an audience. Only our annual, and that's usually our family and friends. But it's like the Belizean public, and it's advertised. I advertise it on radio. Other people do
Social
different
media.
social
Yeah.
media, and no audience.
So this is one that is going to be themed specifically on the ICJ.
On the
So
ICJ.
all presentations will
going to
be
be on.
about the ICJ.
Yes. Last week, at the last presentation, I made a statement about, that we're the scribes of the nation. And historically, all the records that we know of that exist came from scribes, people who told the story of how it goes. And so for us to be absent from the conversation is really an injustice to the Belizean people. We are the storytellers. We are the ones who, if you read the Bible, if you read any old book, all those things came from scribes. It was people that wrote down stories that became what it is today.
Okay.
And so if we do not participate, then the history of Belize will not be written properly. Because, history is a lie agreed upon by all.
Those words really resonate.
Whoa.
So for tonight,
But is anybody going to record? I mean, because you've had publications
Yeah.
made before. Is there going to be a compilation of the work that you're going to be presenting
Well,
tonight?
we've already published one book,
Yeah.
one volume of
Yeah.
our work, and we're Miss Reynolds is working on the second volume
Yeah.
that is supposed to come out. Is it June?
June.
I think it's
yeah,
June.
Because June is our
For that anniversary, we'll be bringing out a second volume of poems from members of Spokenword 501.
all right. So tonight it seems like it's an event to really reckon with. A lot of folks are actually trying to get themselves into the information from the ICJ, about the ICJ. Now tonight you're actually be hearing in poetry form. Is there a cost to get in? There's no cost.
No,
You
there's
just
no
go
cost.
there,
The
you
show
just-
is, the presentation
8
is
to
free.
10.
8 to 10. There's no cost. We don't have no rum. We don't have no
Dollar bear.
beer, no dollar beer.
Why that song so regretful, man?
When I say that, I think of the ICJ again, and to me, like the worst thing that I've seen so far in this whole campaign is February 22nd and last Saturday. I saw on Boulevard the referendum unit and Patrick Farber brought out a whole barbecue dollar bear thing, and they brought out entertainers, and the crowd had a party and everything, and at the end they asked them, how you gonna vote? And for the people that are saying yes, I say if that is the method that the compromise was signed 10 years ago, and that is the method that they are going to use to convince Belizean people, and it is the method because they repeated it on Mahogany on Saturday.
Yeah.
Okay, the same exact thing. Bouncy house for the kids, you understand? And it's like, if that's the method that you accept, that is okay for our country to be put on the chopping block at the ICJ,
Something wrong.
something is wrong with you. You know, they have this niceness in Belize where you don't call names and you don't say things the way they are. I speak truth. Who gets offended, I'm sorry. But when you do something anywhere in the world against your country that could put your country at risk, period, anywhere else in the world, you are called a traitor. And people might think that's harsh, but that's a fact.
It's real. Yeah.
Anywhere else in the world that you do something that puts your country at risk, where you do not protect your borders, you turn your forests into reserves that people cannot settle in. You intentionally, as the leaders of the nation, make it. You cut out the Tamash group that was watching the Sarstoon, and when you cut them out of the budget, that's when the problem in the Sarstoon started, people. That's when the problem started. That's when Will started reporting to us that this whole thing is going on. It was our government that cut those people off the list, the NGO that took care of Tamash.
Now, this is going to be an interesting night
Very much
of
so.
social commentary. Because I'm just trying to figure out, you know, so you got some
Media
that,
should be there.
so you do have some people who are going to be pushing yes, you have some people who are going to be pushing no, you have some who are more in the middle but leaning, as you said.
Towards, yeah.
And I imagine that quite a bit of what you're going to be saying is going to be very critical as well.
Yep.
You're quick to answer that one, yeah. Yeah.
A lot of our poems are,
Yeah.
in fact. And like it's, you see, poems, for me, poetry is not just about inspiration. Inspiration is a part of it, right? But it's also a part of conscience, right? I mean, we speak, like Sean Tega loves to say it, right?
Yeah.
Sean, right?
Yeah.
Speak your truth, right? And that's what we strive to do in our work and in our art, right?
Yeah. And you guys can speak it like many of us can't. That's the difference. That's what makes it so much more engaging when we see you performing.
Jahseed says that poetry is, 5% inspiration and 95% perspiration. I say my poetry is 99.9% inspiration.
Straight from the heart.
Well, my poetry is the big lie that makes you see the truth.
The big lie that makes you see the
see
truth.
the truth, you know, and like the man says, start from the heart, if not it will fall apart. And I just pray and hope that my Belizean people get their head screw down tight properly, understand the situation where we're in with this neighbor Guatemala, and stay focused, remove the fungus from among us.
The fungus from among us.
As
right,
well,
go
we want to challenge the youth in particular, right? To come out tonight and to get involved in this, because I think one of our weaknesses as a nation, when we look at our history, is that we have never really had a galvanizing fight in terms of us standing up for our nation, and this is it. Whether we want to admit it or accept it or not, this is it. We are at it right now. 1981, I mean, really and truly, man, we were given our independence. We were granted that. There's no fight in that. That's not to say that leaders weren't battling, but if you study the other Central American countries and most countries in the world, they had to physically fight. You see,
independence.
And people say, okay, we are blessed that we didn't have to go through that, but at some point, the conflict something has to occur. And I'm a tutor. I'm a professional tutor, by the way. I have my own tutoring service. And so I used to teach for a few years in the school system. And so I'm in tune with a lot of youth on the streets. I see them, I counsel them, especially my students, and I see the challenges that they're facing in terms of the socio-economic challenges as well as the cultural challenge, meaning most of our stuff is like borrowed, right? Everyone wants to imitate, and as a people, we don't have a knowledge of who we are. We don't have one knowledge of self. And because we don't have that knowledge of self, most of us are operating on automatic pilot, just following the crowd.
Just following.
You see?
Remote
Right.
control.
And we critical think, even in the schools, this is one of my biggest issues. I watch some of the most intelligent students read something. Tell me where you get from that. They're lost. No, I'm challenging. I don't want to call out some names, ACC. But the thing is that
I'm a school lad.
right. Critical,
Bounce back, you know. I about to call the battle of words right now between the three of you and see how it goes. We're playing that topic right now. So which one you come up with?
and so creative writing, you need critical thinking.
Critical
Yeah.
thinking will
Right,
create,
right.
right?
Absolutely agree.
And
That's the
it's-
And
foundation.
that's not taught
It's not
primarily through books and chalk and talk.
right.
Doesn't happen
You
that
can't. That's the thing. You can't teach critical thinking.
Yeah.
You can just engage people and challenge.
And if you tell a child to sit and shut up and don't talk till I talk to you,
That's
that's,
not-
not
that's not-
teaching
that's
critical
Not teaching
thinking.
critical
Right.
thinking,
You
yeah.
know, Ms. Sandra Koye makes a point about education, and she makes a lot of points about this whole ICJ issue. And the fact that in Belize, we are passing children in the education system, and the Minister of Education is aware of it, that we are passing children based on the fact of their age and not based on the fact of what they've accumulated
Intellectual
in
ability,
education.
yeah.
And so we are doing that across the board. That means that there are children moving on from class to class, and they do not have the understanding of what they learned the year before. And they're going into another year learning more advanced stuff, and they
just
will
moving
be
on.
passed as long as the
Yeah.
tuition is paid.
So the way I see some of the young students, they can be just a conquer finger. You understand? All that information, all that education when they get is important, yes, but they don't see it, they don't grasp it.
Yeah.
And then when they hear they throw them out of school from before they reach standard 6 and I think you say they on the street side, they get big on you. When I try to talk to them with me, when I try to talk, they get big on you. And don't get big with me, get big with yourself. You understand? And I try to help a lot of them out there to show them the right path. I don't want to go down where I gone through.
Yeah.
And sometimes I say, man, look, I mean, I look for no more gray here. They found the one, but at the end of the day, they come right back. Why Grandmaster? No word. They used to call me Grandmaster, I'm Mr. Grandmaster. I said, you know, I'm Mr. Grandmaster. I tell you, listen to me, when my kids they grow up, I never had to run behind you because they know where they go on.
Yeah.
You know, they know where they go on. So I may give up on them, but at the end of the day, if I could help one or two on them,
The mosque
I
is-
feel good.
Yeah.
And they say self-praise or no praise by this one.
But one
In
Fuck
Belize,
yourself.
if you're not top your own self,
You got
Yeah.
nobody will top
sometimes
you.
Somebody will
you
tap your
got
own.
to- I want to ask a question. Has there ever been an attempt at doing a collaborative piece between some of the people at 501?
Yeah, we've spoken about it, but a few years ago we
No,
did.
but listen, on net, on live, they start a poem. One person starts the
Yeah.
line, and the next person
Pick it up
they
and
do
take it.
all
Yes.
KO, all of them. It's hard to remember.
But in a
everybody's name.
performance,
I'm old.
have you done it on a stage? Have you done it at one of the spoken word nights?
At one of the spoken word nights, no, we haven't.
So
But,
tonight people go and they say, all right,
but they
let's see
do
you.
do that all the time. The poets themselves,
Yeah.
they do that all the time. So it's kind of like you feel like it's a part of the whole spoken word thing because it happens online,
Okay.
where one poet will open a poem and just run with that, and then somebody will add a line.
Yeah, but I don't want to give them time to think and type. I want it to
Yeah.
come
I'll
from the
be
top
right
of
from
your
the mind,
head.
right from the mind.
So-
Maybe you can,
No,
maybe
but
you
I'm
can
telling you,
that,
it's
Oh, it's
you
in video.
you are watching it happen. It's like the line pops up and the next line is coming in.
Okay.
a few years ago.
So we're going to challenge you to do one live for us one of these days?
Well,
we're working on
I'm
it
sure
because
you guys are able to do this.
Yeah.
I don't think it'll be a problem for most of the writers.
Yeah.
You know, the difference between a lot of the people that are members of Spoken Word and me is we actually have creative writers in Spoken Word 501. For the me, I don't edit. When I write something down, I don't change it. These guys do. They form, they twist, they bend, they create their poems. Like I said, I'm inspired. I am lucky and blessed to be the one that received the poems that I wrote out by hand. But whether or not they are my words, they are way beyond my education, they are way beyond my knowledge, they are way beyond everything I know.
Yeah.
And so therefore I can't take credit for them and I can't edit them or change them because when they were written out, the time period it took to write them out does not match my education.
So everybody has their own personal
ways.
style.
Yeah. But these guys actually mix and mingle and they create their work. And it's something that I'm proud. It's like 8-9 years I haven't written one poem. And these guys are writing poems every day, you know. They're going
Who's
back
the
to a
youngest
point.
spoken word artist right now?
Probably Azizi.
Azizi Hoy. Yeah, she's been here with us doing some performances.
She has.
And your most
I
senior?
think there's one younger.
Who's your most senior?
Enja's daughter.
Why you hanging your head? That's a proud thing to be.
No. Kenny older than you.
Kenny Morgan over.
Between Kenny or you?
Kenny or you?
Kenny older. Kenny older.
That is seeing difference.
Yeah.
That is seeing difference.
But he's a pioneer, and
But
we look at him as
There,
such.
you all
Every
are
time, and he's an
pioneers.
inspiration to every time he comes, you know, to the set. Every time he comes to the presentation,
He says it's therapy.
Yeah. Therapy for
Gentlemen,
me.
let's get the details of this event. This is something that people definitely have to take the time to go out and see.
Yeah.
It happens every 2 weeks, usually the first Friday and the third Friday of every month.
Okay.
It is free. It starts at 8. It ends at 10. If you want to come in and say a poem or say a statement or anything, it's if you want to present something to the group, if you want feedback on it, if you don't want feedback on it, you know, it's up to you.
Yeah. It's just a creative space.
It's a creative space for you to come and we have Yaolin comes in and paints.
Oh, nice.
Yaolin comes in and says poems.
Yeah.
Okay.
She also, you know, is was, you know, a large part of the group. Now, the thing is people are welcome. We don't have no rules, no restrictions or laws, just good behavior.
Good behavior.
Yeah.
We've never had any squabble
Okay.
or fight or
Poetry.
argument or stabbing. We did lose a member to gun violence. One of our members, Dale
Brands.
Tillett,
Yeah, a couple years ago.
like 3 hours after he left the event, somebody shot him. But the thing is it's a nice event.
Yeah.
It's something that Belizeans should, you know, they should come out and
Embrace it.
embrace it. It's
So you
free.
can actually go, so, you know, if I have
Every
some, I
every
can
2
go and
years
have a
we
space
do a
at the mic as
presentation
well.
at the Bliss
Okay.
with we've done say it,
Yeah.
make it different presentations of poetry.
Yeah.
But the thing is we charge for those because then it's performance.
Yeah.
But this is like a meeting of minds.
Just
It's
wing it.
not. It's a nice thing to just go and talk to people that
Alright.
think like you. You know.
So tonight,
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 8 o'clock.
8 o'clock to
10.
10 o'clock,
King
King Street Artist Development Center, across from Teddy's Music in Mr. Stanley's place.
All right.
And we have to thank Stanley because he's been hosting us for about 4 years now.
So it's poems, songs, open mic, and discussions.
And discussions.
Thank you for-
And jokes. There's jokes.
All right, I hope so.
looking forward
I
to
expect so.
Because everybody in the group, it's like a family. We call it our church.
It is.
It's our church. Because and it's his therapy house. It's his psychiatrist. But it's we, you know, crack on each other and stuff like that because all of us know each other very well. And
Nice.
It's
Well,
like
that's
we're
healthy.
all friends, and so it's like it's a fun event for us. It's our social event for the week.
And tonight you're touching one of the most important topics for all of Belize, and so people should definitely take advantage. So this can be an introduction to what you do every 2 weeks. Thank you for coming in and telling us the details, sharing some of your work. We'll be back in a few for our wrap-up, so please do stay tuned.